And welcome to Mud Island Community Garden on a lovely sunny day in March. This is the community part, I suppose. As you can see, we've got our caravan here and our stage for all the sorts of fun outdoor things that we can do when we're not in lockdown, as well as a bowling green apparently, although I haven't seen the bowling on it, but it's a great gathering area. And lots of fruit trees all the way along there. And then all the way along here we have it changes every year. Pumpkins, or onions, or garlic, and you can, all these stubs here, which look very uninteresting, turn into gorgeous juicy raspberries later in the year. That is what we call the flower garden over there. Obviously it's early spring, there isn't a huge amount, but we do have, you can see the blossoms are coming out on our plum tree there, and we've got apple trees over there and some pear trees, and actually our potatoes are also planted. As you know, traditionally you need to plant them before St. Patrick's Day, so they were planted well before St. Patrick's Day, as well as I think on St. Patrick's Day. So when we move down here a little bit towards the circle, I would bring you over to the compost heap because it's so impressive, but maybe compost isn't that interesting to everybody. As you make your way down here, you can see that we have, oh, look at those buds on the pear tree, absolutely beautiful, all just coming out. These are carrots here. We took a risk on them, we planted them, but actually we planted them before Christmas, but they actually came up. They're small, but they're nice and juicy. As you can see, we use lots of our space. Even under the trees we have lots of these lovely lettuces. This is why we have lettuce all year round. We're never short of lettuce and salad. And purple sprouting broccoli, the camera person's favorite as it happens. And in here is quite often, this is salady stuff, and this is good stuff to get to know. Lots of the Japanese salad stuff and mustardy stuff is perfect for our climate. So this is a kind of a mustard lettuce. It's beautiful but very, very, very strong. You just need a little bit of it in your salad, or maybe tossed in a tossed salad. This is a real success for us. A friend, a member of the garden, Mark, brought these back from the Lebanon. We've since started to call it Lebanese rocket. We don't know its real name, and it has thrived here, and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's kind of a sweetness to it, and in fact, this is the son or daughter of the original one. So these are seeds we gathered from the original plant, so it's well used to our climate here and absolutely thriving. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. As you can see, because we've had fewer people in the garden, it kind of makes things a bit difficult. This is what a Savoy cabbage looks like when it's gone to seed, just in case there's anyone nitpicking out there. We've got our beds here ready for our pumpkins. We've planted our pumpkin seeds inside. We've fertilized that, so as soon as they're ready we can plant them out there. And this is all that concept of a salad bar. Take one or two leaves of each one and some chives, and you've got yourself a salad. And lovely fronds of fennel there. This is our hardwood herb area. So kind of a bouquet garni, if you like. So we've got all of our lovely rosemary and lavender, and there's wild garlic there as well, actually, and oregano and all sorts of lovely herbs there. And then as we make our way out, we're into, these beds are being rebuilt because they're 10 years old this year, so they've been rebuilt. So we haven't 100% worked out what we're going to put in them, but we normally have strawberries. We keep the strawberries there. You're probably wondering, do you get much of a crop? The answer is no, because the kids get in first and eat them all. So you have to be quick if you want to have any of them. We've esplanade, I think that's the word, an apple tree along the fence there. Got rhubarb all the way along there as well. And then, sorry, Maeve is just, and you can see our rhubarb is just coming up over there. And then when you come back over here, all the way over here, what you can see is we've got more raspberries. So they must be the spring ones, because as you can see, they've already shot up, whereas the other ones are right down at the ground. And lots of other lovely beds all the way along there, filled with cabbages and
social hops.
and leeks, but also flowers as well, because we want to encourage pollinators. And also over there we have social hops, which are hops that make beer, and because we're a member of a group all over Dublin that grow them, and they're all gathered together and brewed up in the place which I can never remember.
Rascals Brewery.
Rascals Brewery. And then one or two people go up and get a taste of what our beer mixed with all the other beer might taste like. So it's really good fun. And behind there, I don't know if it's worth, can you get through there?
Just give me a minute and I will.
You might be able to cut it, will you? Or?
Oh, now I might.
I just thought it might be worth having a peek here. One of our members, Paul, redid this. We've had the pond here for a long time, and there's fish in it and all sorts of flora and fauna, which is really important to have in a garden, so that you have a whole mix of creatures in the garden, and pollinators and food for other creatures. But we've turned it into a stumpery, which is very fashionable in the Victorian era. And basically what it is all these rotting wood and soil and mulch, which is ideal for growing ferns. So we have a whole mix of ferns here, Japanese ferns, a dwarf male fern and soft shield fern, and they've just been planted actually. So hopefully this is, well, not hopefully, I'm sure it will, it'll turn into this beautiful shady, rich shady stumpery, which will be shaded by this lovely apple tree here. So there'll be plenty of shade there. I think that's all for here, is it?
I think it is.
Are you all right there?
Oops, sorry
Right.
about that. We can end with the Pride of Madeira.
The Pride of Madeira is here, and behind us is our lovely bay tree, which is looking really healthy now. Look at that. It wasn't happy where it was before we moved. It's starting to look really happy and healthy. And then in the distance, of course, you can see the hacienda, which is where we gather and planted, where we were doing the planting seeds earlier. Will we have a quick look in the polytunnel?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and more growing space here. I think this is all onions and climbing roses as well, which will, add to the pollinators. And then this is I know you're probably thinking this is untidy, but I think this looks pretty tidy compared to what it normally looks like. You okay there?
Yep.
And then we have our lovely, this is such fun here. This is our pizza oven, built by two of our members, and also another one of our members decorated it. And in normal times, there's all sorts of great pizza nights, and we cook all sorts of things in it. Another stage. And then in here is what we call our polytunnel. As you can see, these are all growing all winter long. We've got loads of salad out here in the winter, and some of us even gone to seed. You can see it bolting. And this is our vine tree, which gives us grapes. Not great last year, but beautiful the year before. That's Mother Nature for you. So that's the end of our quick tour of the garden. Hope you enjoyed it.